This is a review of Survivor Season 50, Episode 10, A Side Dish of Chaos. Welcome back to the Dylanberry Network for another review of Survivor 50, one of the craziest episodes that we've seen this season. I think that kind of goes without saying. Joining me, as always, Richie Becerra, joining me from Chandler, Arizona. Richie, how would you say this episode went in a couple words?
Wow. I mean,
Wow.
It's just one word. Wow. That's just
Yeah.
the one word. I mean, you said it was crazy. Don't know necessarily so how I feel. I don't think I fully processed the whole thing yet,
Yeah.
but I don't know how I fully feel.
Mhm.
I think maybe by the end of this episode, I might have a better idea. We'll
Right.
see.
Yep. That's what's always great about this reaction. We go through the entire episode. We talk about whose Survivor stock is up, whose is down at the end. We rename the episode. We do a Survivor press conference. If we could ask Jeff or a castaway a question about the episode, what would it be? And we'll decide, predict who goes home next week. This week you picked Devens to go home, and wow. What maybe the biggest sweat ever, as far as I had a 50-50 chance, right, of taking the shot or not. Unfortunately, I don't get to enjoy a little more rum chata this week. We'll see if we can do it next week. Let's get right into the historic episode. Post-tribal, we get back. Christian has just been eliminated. Rick Devens did not play his fake idol. Everyone is kind of talking about Devens here and saying backstabbing Devens and whatnot. Emily reveals she had never been on the wrong side of the vote. She's a little mad at Ozzy. This is also when Devens says that he's doing his best Rizzo impression of kind of faking out idols, which is crazy because he hasn't even seen Rizzo's season, but like he's heard that enough or heard from Savannah, and that's gotten all that way. But a big thing that happens here and kind of sets the tone for the whole episode is Devin says that if I get angry, I'm going to make a bad decision. But when I'm having fun, I either make a good decision or a fun bad decision. And he tells Emily, let's think of something crazy to do. I mean, you made it the right pick last week saying Devens is the one to go out. Did you think that he would get an edge here out of the chaos early in the episode?
I couldn't tell. I mean, it still was pretty early on, but I mean, that really is the only play you have when you're in that spot that he's in, especially after he comes out clean and tells them it's a fake idol. I think he kind of got onto it that everybody knew it was fake. So I really do think that was the only move he had to do was to cause chaos. And I mean, he does a great job of it for sure.
Yeah. A reoccurring thing too, because he reveals the idol kind of the next morning that it was fake and whatnot. And like my favorite, reoccurring thing that's happened this season, especially this episode, is Joe reacting to Devens. Like he just hates Devens, and I love it. And like I don't think it's Joe that says it, but it shows a close up of Joe like rubbing his face, and either Joe or someone says, "Wow, what a move." Because Devens essentially saved himself the last couple weeks, and I thought that was hilarious. And I also love that we're getting vintage Devens. I didn't realize this too. I don't know if you saw this, but Devens apparently was an alternate for season 50. He was not a part of the original 24. Yeah, someone must have fallen out even late. But the fact that he was an alternate and now, which one? I can't believe he's an alternate anyway, just because they love him. And I think he was a great player in recent history. And they're definitely getting their money's worth out of Devens. Not too much tries really happens before we really get to the Survivor auction. What did you make? We kind of walk right into it. What do you make of it? This is the first time in a long time, really, we're walking into it, not really earning it, not really a twist to it. What are the feelings you get when you see a Survivor auction on season 50?
I like that. And I think they kind of went back to more old school with this and no real huge advantages or anything. I like that. I like these guys spending their money rather than saving it to the end to buy this advantage that who knows if it's even going to help you or not. And sometimes it's just a chance at having the advantage anyways. I do like how there was a little twist with the chaos and they had to be a little bit more, I guess, weary on if they were going to spend it or not. I liked them having to eat some bugs for the other person to eat. That was kind of cool.
Classic.
Yeah, there were some real good items in there too, I felt like.
Yeah, no, it was funny because like you could tell that the castaways had a bit of a feeling out process, and it was like French fries and onion rings was like the first thing, And Jeff had even said like some of this stuff's going to come with some chaos. And I think the first like 3 or 4 things was just the comfort of the food or whatever it was. And yeah, you saw all different types of food. I mean, when I saw French fries, I definitely was like, oh, is there an idol in there? Rachel Lamont, shout out. Nothing there. Yeah, we get some fall in the store. We get the classic Survivor grubs, which is great. I mean, I think Aubrey had just a great episode this episode. A lot more of Aubrey. And yeah, she eats the grubs. Rizzo doesn't. Like, I thought that was absolutely insane for Rizzo to not have a grub on Survivor 50. Not saying that you're asking for that, but if it's in front of you and you have a chance, to get to this next thing. Luckily, Aubrey says she's a psycho. She eats the grub. That was epic. Dude, the sea slug looked absolutely disgusting.
Oh, the way gross.
There's a moment where Jonathan bites it, and it clearly is a hard bite, and he looks at Jeff like, this is bad. It is a great little split second of a shot. I thought was funny. I thought, dude, Suri cleaned up in this auction.
Yeah,
dude, she did. She was eating so much. She got a blanket, and eventually, I think they all picked up on the fact that, yeah, dude, throw $60 out there, get the peanut butter and jelly. There are things that are just, yeah, enjoy it, eat it. I mean, Ozzy got some chicken and potatoes, look delicious. Of course, Suri gets up and yaks. I thought that was pretty funny as well. But then yeah, they kind of speed up the auction too. It's less drama. It's more kind of seeing them bid and bop until finally. Actually, yeah, even Suri gets to brush her teeth too. I thought that was funny. She brushed her teeth, then got food.
Before you even get to the big part, I feel like just the blanket that she had was funny too, because it pays homage to Australian Survivor. She wins her section of the reward, and she picks the blanket instead of anything else. And then on Big Brother too, she just was always seen running around the house in a robe too. So I thought that was funny. And then you also miss, I think what was the best reward was Rizzo got 2 chicken breasts and a protein shake.
I was wondering. I did see that.
That's what I've been looking for from Survivor. That's the best thing you could have on that island in that moment.
Yeah, 2 chicken breast. It looked like maybe broccoli or something too on there. The most if you had that at home, that'd be great. And
Jonathan was hurt. He didn't get that one.
Yeah, Jonathan was stuck with the veggie and crackers tray, and he spent a lot of money on that, I feel. And I was like, oh no, that I would rather have the fries and onion rings. I think. I don't know. I mean, veggies and crackers. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, Rizzo getting that is pretty funny. Pretty funny too. But yeah, we can get to the big thing now. It had been teased all season. We knew it was coming. It was all the promos. We'd been waiting all week. What is going to happen? Jeff brings in MrBeast, and nothing really happens here other than kind of a big setup where he brings in a briefcase. He's a big fan. I would say pretty good reaction, bigger reaction than Zach Brown. I still think there were a couple people that were like, who? Which I still think is normal. I think a lot of people who are watching the show still probably felt that way too. But then, yeah, you get the dads, you get the young people who know who he is. But yeah, MrBeast, who... it was kind of crazy to hear Jeff go hey, you're the biggest YouTuber in the world and you want to come to our little show. Was Jeff being humble there, or is that really how things roll these days, where YouTube really is king? I mean, you see the numbies that MrBeast does. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be him. I mean, numbers wise, he probably gets way more weekly viewers than Survivor does. So yeah. He's not wrong in saying that at all.
Yeah, he's created his own Amazon show, Beast Games, where Jeff and the Survivor team kind of paired up with MrBeast, which is pretty cool. But yeah, reveals his briefcase, kind of says it'll show up at Tribal a little later. And that's kind of all that happens in this moment, right? And it's kind of just left to be a little grenade and just blow up and cause chaos. And MrBeast leaves, and then we go right into an immunity challenge right around the corner. What did you make of that? Did you like that? Because we got to keep this game moving.
Yeah, I thought that was good. And I mean, it kind of gets them. You always had that time after the reward to go back, relax, do whatever. I liked that it kind of was just right after, and especially they got this truth bomb knocked on them too.
Yeah, it just so much at once. And actually, I saw a clip this week. I don't know what podcast it was, but Jonathan Penner, classic Survivor player. He's got a great voice. He's got a classic scenes from back in the day. He actually made a comment. He's an old era player. He said that he thinks that 26 days is harder than 39 simply because it is so like there are no rest days. And I hearing that, I was like, wow. And hearing it from an old head too, to say that this is, harder because you're stepping on the gas and whatnot. And you see it in this episode. They go from rewards, full bellies, to an immunity challenge, which also made me think during the immunity challenge, oh, they didn't do alcohol during the auction. Sometimes they do a margarita, a beer or something. But that would have definitely hindered people in this balancing immunity challenge. I would have loved to just, throw a margarita in there. I think Emily got a margarita her season. And yeah, we do get to this immunity challenge. It's the bow and the ball, classic challenge, not too strenuous. If you would have made them run and swim and stuff, we would have seen barfing everywhere, I imagine. And yeah, pretty cool electric challenge. I mean, we're seeing the kind of same four people up there a lot. It's Jonathan, it's Joe, it's Ozzy. It's Tiffany here at the end too. We do get a little moment here. I mean, Rizzo, he falls off this challenge pretty quick. Suri is not the first one out. You would think Suri, the woman who just threw up.
To be fair, she's done a good job of not being the first one out in these challenges.
And honestly, that's a big deal. And like, dude, like Rizzo, as much as like you could say his social game's been good, he's been a great free agent this season. There's something about him not eating a grub, him sleeping in a boat, him not even being so useless in challenges where I'm like, dude, you want to be the greatest Survivor player of all time. You got to step it up in those moments. You can't show your age. You can't show your pickiness. You got to be out there, be a psycho like Aubrey. And I don't know. That's just a little criticism I have of Rizzo. I did like the moment there where Jeff said Survivor's favorite broadcaster, Rick Devens, and he said, take that, Savannah. Thought that was funny. But we get a really epic, really awesome win from Tiffany. And this was electric. I was so happy to see Tiffany win this. She falls on her knees, face down in the sand. We hear her. I'm getting a little chills thinking about it because it was just such a great, raw, emotional moment. I mean, she's beating legit challenge beasts out there and gets a necklace on a night where you really need it. Like I can't imagine like if everyone was wearing a Whoop, which Whoop needs to get in on Survivor, like she's probably chilling the most right at Tribal because she's got the necklace on and she explains that day 19 is the day she went home in her season and she just wanted to get through tonight. And I thought that was a really great raw moment from Tiffany. Anything else from Tiffany's big dub?
No, that was huge. I loved seeing that too. I think she's gotten a little bit more like showtime over the last couple of episodes, which has been cool too.
Yeah.
Just because we saw so little from those first few weeks, but they're doing a good job of putting her in, which is cool.
Definitely. And one of the things we saw at the end of the auction is that family letters were paid for by everyone. And apparently that's tied to the MrBeast thing. I don't really know or if that was just how it went. But we do get a quick kind of letters from home moment. I mean, there's 10 players. I'm sure 10 really great raw moments, but we get good ones from Joe, from Ozzy, and man, Sari and her father. Wow. Another one that was just like, geez, like, they were, when they saw that, they were probably like, man, this is perfect for the show because, man, for Survivor to bring together families like that in that way, it was crazy to see from Suri. It's almost like we've seen everything from Suri except a win. And to see that was really special. And I thought it was cool. But right after the letters from home, we get into what I would maybe describe as the most insane scrambling that we've ever seen in recent memory too. Plans changing rapidly. It starts with Jonathan saying that Devens is a great smokescreen and that, now's the time to take out Ozzy. I like that line of thinking. I think that's probably a smart move, but you give Devens so much power when you give him information. And even though it wasn't Devens who then went to Suri, it was Joe who went to Suri and says, hey, they're throwing out Ozzy's name right now. And then it all just springs into chaos. And people are saying, no, you know what, let's figure out a way to do Aubrey. And then, no, let's figure out a way just do Devens. And let's just do Bing. Like, it was insane. Even to one point, Jonathan says, like, okay, we're taking out Tiffany. and then Rizzo's like, Tiffany, what? He's like, no, Aubrey.
No, the best part of that was that Rizzo doesn't even react to it. He doesn't say a word about it. Like, Jonathan figures that out on his own that he said the wrong name, and Rizzo was just going to let him go with it too. That was the best part.
Yeah, it's so funny because, like, I mean, you even hear Stephenie say it later in Tribal. Is like Stephanie's like, I would never throw out a name first, and there's just this like weird. energy around like being the one who says it, which it was seemingly Jonathan. But yeah, what did you make of all this scrambling and all the plans changing? Like I
Oh,
bought
it
it
was
fully
crazy.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I was worried for Sari at a time. I was worried for Devens. I was worried for Ozzy, Rizzo. I mean, I think the only people they didn't bring up was Emily and Tiffany.
Yeah, which is insane. And like, I don't know if that shows that Emily maybe is someone people are excited to take to
Hmm.
the end already.
Yeah.
Tiffany, obviously, you can't because she's got the necklace.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed like everyone got brought up. Yes, Stephenie, like Sari was clearly soured on Stephenie.
Hmm.
And is this where the moment is that Stephenie talks about like the blow up? Because you mentioned before the show,
Hmm.
Stephenie mentioned some sort of interaction with Sari.
Yeah, and I think this is where it was. At least Stephanie goes on her post exit interview or whatever, and she says that she went up to Ozzy and Suri and says something along the lines of, "If you guys get me out of here, you guys will be next in one way, shape, or form."
Crazy. Like,
And Suri says, "Who are you talking to?"
yeah, yeah, man. I definitely would love to see that. And if that's
Yeah.
a deleted scene or something, they should release
Hmm.
that because that's pretty intense. And like, I mean, Suri just has not backed down. Her social game is just flawless. It worries me for her, but it's also
Hmm.
just been masterful to watch. And yeah, I mean, we end up getting to we get to tribal, and like we still don't know what this big twist is going to be. And yeah, right away, Devens knows that he's going to cause chaos. And so what he
Hmm.
does is he lays out everything that happened. And he is being truthful. We know he's being
Yeah.
truthful. And you can tell that, like, man, Jonathan and Stephenie are so mad that they brought in Devens. This is like also classic Survivor of, yeah,
Hmm.
people on the bottom causing chaos, being disruptive, being insane. And yeah, it kind of causes a bit of a live tribal even before we get to yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, anything else before we get to the briefcase?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so get to the Jimmy, as he's called, his government name, comes in with his briefcase and opens the briefcase to reveal a coin, and the coin basically has MrBeast logo on one side, has torches on the other, and he says, hey, one of you is going to flip this coin, and if you guess correctly, you will double the prize pool to 2 million courtesy of MrBeast, and you will receive an immunity idol. If you are wrong about your selection, you go home. And
And safe at that night's tribal too.
yes, and you're safe at that night's tribal.
Hmm.
So immediately, like Devens is like, yeah, this is my coin to flip, and I do think I saw
Hmm.
in exit interviews that Stephenie wanted to do it as well, but
Hmm.
Suri talked her out of it. I saw that kind of out there. What do you make of this? Like, are you surprised not other people spoke up? I know Devens, of course, on the bottom. This is obvious. Like, I would do it
Yeah.
too if I was in his position.
Hmm.
But for anyone else, like, is it just too risky to send yourself home on a 50-50?
100% too risky. And I personally was not a big fan of this. Um, I don't think they like overdid it with the Mr. Beast thing or anything. I just don't think that I don't like when Survivor puts it in a game of chance. They've done this on some of the journeys and stuff, and we've talked about this. We're not huge fans of that. And
Yeah.
this is all chance right here. And then two, I just think that if you win, I mean, that's two idols pretty much because you got one for tonight and then one for the rest of the game. I just thought it's overpowered, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. Like going the rest of the way. Like I do want to see him
Hmm.
earn it. That's why like
Yeah.
the doing fire in Final Four is so epic because it's like, wow, this is
Hmm.
an essential thing you want to do on Survivor, and it's electric and it's fun. And yeah, like the moment last night was a little exciting, but it was still a coin flip. And I
Hmm.
immediately thought of, and I tweeted like a video of it that how I Met Your Mother like made fun of game shows like 15 years ago. I don't know if you're familiar with How I Met Your Mother, but like Flip the Coin was like this funny joke show that they made up that one of the girls wants to host because like that's such a ridiculous, stupid idea for a game show.
Yep.
Where I'm like, oh my gosh, like Survivor 50, I think MrBeast like can come up with some of the craziest challenges
Hmm.
and like YouTube videos, scenarios that the world has seen, and for it to be a coin flip, I thought was such a bummer. And
Hmm.
I do think that maybe MrBeast has the most calm and like not as divisive appearance on Survivor 50 of all the celebrities. Maybe Billie Eilish, but that just idol didn't work out. But yeah, for it to come down to that, I love that Devens owned it, and that like really you're kind of like, man, this is my only play. I got to do it. And it was an epic moment for him. It's a moment he'll have forever. He's standing right next to Mr.
Yeah.
Beast. I'm sure the adrenaline was pumping.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out the prize money goes to 2 million, just like it did in Survivor 40, Winners at War. So we have seen a 2 million prize pool. And yeah, then Devens goes, sits back down, and then it's kind of a live tribal again. And people are talking about who to vote for. Emily's like, hey, just write down Aubrey, just write down Aubrey. At one point, Jonathan's like, you're so full of it. A great, awesome moment there from Jonathan. And, you know, it's clear that Stephenie has a steal a vote, which I did see also in the post press that soured Joe when he found out Stephenie had a steal a vote, that he was like done with Stephenie after he heard that. Because ultimately it was nearly unanimous. I think it was Stephenie went to the booth with her steal a vote. She stole Devens' vote, and yeah, she ended up being kind of solo dolo. I heard Aubrey's name a ton. I was figuring, oh man, this might end up being Aubrey. Stephenie, it's kind of crazy that just the Cloth Alliance and the coach, the Joe, that big alliance has just totally dissolved in a way that I kind of thought, man, they could kind of run away with this thing. Yeah, and Stephenie ends up going home, putting 2 votes out there. Didn't mean anything. Everyone else was on Stephenie. Anything else from Tribal, or you want to talk about Stephenie?
Yeah, I don't think there was too much else from Tribal.
No, yeah. I mean, it ended up being her, and that was it. Stephenie goes home. I thought Stephenie had a great showing for Survivor 50. I don't think she had a ton of fans on her side, just because of things outside of Survivor. But it was, I mean, she had that one journey where she won, and she won her steal a vote, and I thought that was a good kind of love letter to Stephenie. So she got her moment there. And yeah, I don't think her legacy is hurt at all as far as her Survivor gameplay, but I doubt we'll ever see her on the island again. Anything else for Stephenie?
I just don't like the way she went about it in her post-exit interview. She seemed very like salty, and it seems like she's spoiling some stuff that I don't know how like she's able to get away with some of this. I don't know if we'll see anything come from this. Just the way she was talking about what she said to Ozzy and Sari, she seemed to be smiling the whole time to me. This is where I'm like, maybe I need to stop watching these exit interviews and just stay away from everything.
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter. See. I saw someone on Twitter say my favorite thing is watching Survivor because they all go on CBS the next morning and then the CBS mornings people say, who do you think is going to win? When most of them all know who is going to win. And yeah,
the good thing is that this is a live finale, at least, so they don't know for sure who won.
Right. Yeah. They unless it's clearly, obviously unanimous when we get there, or, they always talk or whatnot. You're right.
That's true.
You're right. We technically don't know all the votes in there. But you got to imagine a lot of them have a pretty good idea, especially they all talk at Ponderosa and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a little slippery. I mean, spoilers are flying like crazy, man. I keep seeing stuff that I'm like, you don't have to look for them; they find you, and it is a scary world out there for spoilers. And so that's episode 10. I mean, I thought it was pretty solid. I think MrBeast left unscathed. I don't think he's going to be blocking you anytime soon. You're not sending him any crazy messages. MrBeast, I even texted one of his employees, a friend of mine, said, hey, your boss, he did good on the show. He didn't overtake it. Like, unless there was 20 minutes of him spearfishing that we didn't see. I thought he did all right. Let's go into Survivor press conference. If you could ask Jeff or a castaway a question after the episode, what would you ask him? Or you could ask MrBeast. What do you think?
My question is for Sari. And there was a point during the challenge where they kind of panned to her, and she kind of just like has like her hand on her chin, like thinking. I would want to ask her like if she's strategizing during those challenges the whole time, or she's really just taking it in and taking a break from the game at that point.
Yeah, interesting. I'm very curious how they're all feeling. They really, I mean, now that I say that Whoop idea, I think that could be a really good sponsor for them, and could be interesting to see like how they're all doing during these things. My question is for Devens, and it's hard to maybe answer this, but would he have flipped the coin if he wasn't on the bottom? Because he did seem pretty fired up just about the MrBeast of it all, the whatnot. Because like if Devens isn't on the bottom, I don't know that there's anyone else that crazy there. Maybe like I could see Ozzy if he's back against a wall, he'll be like, you know what, screw it, let's go. But yeah, like I'm just curious if Devens thinks he'd still do it. Also, this seemingly is the end of our celebrity cameos. We'll see on that. But I'm definitely curious to Jeff what other ideas they had for celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm sure MrBeast maybe even had something bigger. I know on Beast Games he has the same coin twist where like it flips his whole game upside down apparently. So good crossover. For
with the celebrity
MrBeast.
stuff, I just feel like I was hoping this would kind of bring it all together and make it that much more. But if I have to give like the celebrity cameo stuff like a total score, like I'm giving it like a 4.3 out of 10.
Yeah, 100%.
I just think most of them, the idols, in my opinion, were pointless. The fact that you can't play them for other people takes out a huge factor in the idol game.
Yeah.
The Zach Brown thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was that's not aging well at all.
We talked about Jimmy Fallon last week. That didn't work out. This one we both weren't huge fans of.
Yeah. It's like it's hard because like obviously Survivor is trying to make this wider and more for everyone, yada yada yada. But like as a Survivor fan, I think the Survivor fans would say it should have been a Boston Rob Boomerang idol. It should have been a freaking a Russell Hantz, one in the urn
Steal
idol.
a vote.
Steal a vote. Yeah. Like, a Russell Hantz idol, like they should name it after iconic people. Like if there's an idol way up in a tree, it's like, that's the Tony Tree idol or something like that. I think it would have been maybe even more of a love letter for it, but because I don't know if like Zach Brown brought in people or if, MrBeast brought in people to make them go like, oh shoot, that's awesome. Maybe young kids, maybe MrBeast is the right one, but I don't know about Zach Brown, Billie Eilish, or Jimmy Fallon. So we'll see. I mean, I doubt.
It also seemed very gimmicky too,
for sure.
And Survivor doesn't need gimmicks. The people who watch Survivor are gonna watch Survivor.
Right. Yeah. No, I did see a tweet that like Survivor is like the only show that is that begs you to watch it while you're watching it. Like it seems like they're trying so hard, and it's just like, dude, we love this show. We're not going anywhere. And yeah, so that's interesting. Let's go into stock up, stock down. Which Survivor Castaway stock is up, and which Survivor Castaway stock is down after episode 10. Richie, let's start with stock down. I'm curious what you say.
Stock down. I'm gonna go with Aubrey.
Okay.
She keeps talking about making these big moves, and she just doesn't have the numbers to ever make anything or do anything. I don't feel like her edit is all there. And I mean, maybe they'll really edit her in soon, but I don't see her winning this game as of right now.
Yeah. I was actually going with Joe here for my stock down. I actually thought we saw a little more of Aubrey, and even like the mac and cheese moment. And yeah, they were giving her some confessionals. It definitely felt like, oh, they're showing us a little more Aubrey this time around. But yeah, you're right. She's definitely not making any big moves. I just think with Joe, with Devens still around, that is bad news for Joe. And I think Stephenie was someone who was in lockstep with him. And she's gone now. And I think he has less and less people to trust on that island. He could still be a challenge beast. He could still win challenges, but losing someone like that, it was kind of hard to have a stock down here. I mean, Emily's stock is still very low. Probably I think hers is lower than anyone. But that she didn't really take any steps back, I don't think, this episode. All right, who do you got for stock up?
Stock up has to be Devens. I mean, on the very bottom, safer tonight, has an immunity idol. Probably in a decent spot, honestly. It seems like they aren't really targeting these people with the idols because nobody can get numbers to split votes or whatever. I think he's in a good spot. Yeah.
It is hard too because now these Billie Eilish idols, you can't play them on someone else. So you can't even play them strategically. Not that they would, because some of these people aren't taking risks and whatnot, but yeah, I'm with you. Devens had a big episode from the bottom, and But it was all for a flip of a coin too. So there's that. But I also thought he was aggressive during the auction too, and I think he ate a lot and had a good auction. And yeah, now things are kind of reset. I think when we get back, I don't know that Joe has enough to rally the troops against Devens now too. And yeah, he was saved, and now he has an idol. And with Devens has an idol, that's a pretty big deal. So like that, we're in lockstep there. Let's rename the episode. A Side Dish of Chaos is a pretty good name. Fitting for this episode, but let's see if we could do better. What do you got?
My favorite line of the whole episode is at the live tribal when Emily goes, "She can't steal every vote." So mine is she can't steal every vote.
She can't steal every vote. That's a bar. I forget who says it. I think it was maybe Suri, but she just says something about this being off the scales. And so I like off the scales because, I mean, this was pretty like, what is going, like a lot of what moments in this episode, and thought it was off the scales. Thought it was pretty good. All right, let's try to pick who goes home in week 11. I think maybe we're back to 90 minutes next week, but I still feel like they have to get rid of 2 people at a time.
Yeah,
like I guess if we have to get down to 6 by the final episode, I don't know. There's gonna be a double boot soon. Who do you got going home next week?
I think you picked first this time.
All right, I will. I'm gonna take Suri. I'm gonna do it again. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep pushing in on Suri because I can't see them letting her get to the end. I do not see them letting, like, it's unfortunate, but I just can't. There's no way Suri wins this game, and if she does, she's the GOAT forever. But it's just I have to imagine it's going to happen eventually. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go Suri.
I had her written down strictly off the Stephenie interview, honestly. We'll see. I don't see the numbers working against her this next episode, but I was going to pick her anyways, but I'm going to go with Emily then.
Yeah. Emily, yeah.
Emily seems to be the safe vote if something happens.
And yeah, they kind of seem to be okay with safe votes. Like, I think if there was no twists and stuff, I do think it would have been Devens. It would have been Devens. So. And I think a lot of these people are just trying to get to the end. I wonder if the 2 million is how it's going to motivate and change people now. Because still, I think 1 million's life-changing. 2 million is double life-changing, I guess. So, excuse me. We will see. Episode 11 coming next week. Richie, picking your brain. The Thunder swept. Another first-round sweep. You sit back and you watch the Lakers and the Rockets play. What are you seeing out of those 2 teams? And, who do you like the matchup better against? I mean, they're both pretty not healthy.
Yeah. I think right now I'd rather play the Lakers. I think we played better against them in the regular season. They have one guy on the team that plays defense. I see us losing max 2 games, maybe only really 1 game at the most to either of these teams. So
yeah, it's a pretty nice second round setup for the Thunder. So I don't hate that at all. All right, well, we will be back next week for Survivor episode 11. Tune in. No celebrities. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know, man. If there was a bet out there that said, will another celebrity be brought in or brought up? I don't think so. No, I think they would have squeezed it and used it as promo.
Yeah.
I think we're in the clear. All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining.
Later.